This is William from Williams, Philippines. Uh, wait, Today is March 29th, 2024. Unlike yesterday, which I claimed that it was May. Sorry about that. Next May. It's, yeah, 14, 15 months out. I am so ready to get to the Philippines. May was on my mind. I'd been looking at flights out, seeing what they were this year, making a few notes. Because that's really kind of the area that mid-May, mid-June, maybe even as early as mid-April, but I'm trying to buffer toward May, June instead of April, May. Anyway, have y'all ever just tried to get into something and you started on it, and about 30 minutes an hour into it you start realizing that you just bit off a whole lot more than what you thought you had, and come to a screeching halt understanding that you're trying to, sort things out, and in the process of sorting things out, you've come up with 3 other groups, because nothing is stacked perfectly. It's all intertwined. Want to know what a 3-ring circus is? Okay. Now, over here, that is stocking up canning, blacksmithing, reloading, fly fishing books, and mainly reloading information. Then over here, this is all reloading gear on the backside, a little toward the front too. And then there's a bunch of radio stuff up in here too. And then more radio stuff. And electronic soldering stuff down this way. Things I want to fix. Here you go. Here's you an odd one. This was something I got into. I don't know if you can actually see it. But this is a Pine 64 little tablet, kind of, made out of it's a single board computer, which I bought a couple of them when they first came out and tried to work with them, and I had some fun. I've even got a couple more different operating systems for it. Hey, yeah. Anyway, I've got computer stuff, radio stuff, canning stuff, fly fishing stuff. There's a Magellan GPS system over there. It's ancient. It's 25 years old. But the last time I pulled it out about 6 years ago, it still worked. Connected. Updated. And then it wanted to update more, and they want more money. And to me it's not worth it, especially at the size it is. They've made them a lot smaller since then. But yes, I've got all kinds of things I've got to get into and get taken care of. And just getting into it was like, oh my God, Lord help me. Decided to go ahead, sit down, and do this while taking a break. Because, I have moved some stuff off the lower branches of that bookcase and a few things other. Emptied out the one shelf with the reloading dies, at least most of them. I got more than are in my 2 shoe boxes, and I'm actually thinking about repositioning them into this little tote and put them in there. And probably a couple of the other things that will go with it. So, had to go get that, and, well, realized how dirty it was from sitting out in the garage, so I had to go ahead and wash it and let it dry out. And now it's dry enough to actually use, so when I get back up from here, I'm going to go ahead and try to load some stuff into it. There's more stuff here than I really knew about. I mean, I know it's all there because I put it there. But you know how when you get stuff, it just seems to accumulate more and more, and you kind of put it there and you forget it, but you don't forget it because you know you have it. But then you go and try to look for it and find it. Oh my gosh. There's so much stuff here I haven't seen in a while, or haven't put my hands on in a while, and oh my gosh, I got so much stuff to go. It is what it is. And I've got some of this electronic and radio stuff I'm going to try to carry over next week to the Ham Radio Club and see if I can get rid of it. Find it a home where it might get actually used more than I'm using it. And then try to, figure out for sure what I do want to take with me. It's kind of like I got this one kit. It's all the pieces. I mean, literally, electronic pieces, resistors and capacitors and diodes and that kind of stuff. And I've got all that stuff that I can actually make radios from. Anyway, I bought a kit that has all the parts in it to make a radio called the Blue Lightning. My friend David actually designed and built this one, and he sells it as a kit. I bought it. I was going to build it, and come to realize that I have more projects than I have time to do them. And then I realized decided I was going to, instead of staying here for a few more years, I was going to cut short and go over to the Philippines. So instead of having 5 more years to pay off my house, I'm going to cut off and go do this early. So I got to start getting rid of all this stuff 3-4 years early. So now I don't have time to do all these other projects. So the question is, do I try to let that go to somebody who wants to build it here? Do I go ahead and box it up and bring it with me? And all the other electronics doing stuff? Because I do like playing with electronics. I mean, people just don't get, how fun it can be actually to build something and make it work. Especially when it involves resistors and transistors and diodes and all those other fun critters. Capacitors and, those things. And when you actually get to put them together and they work, oh man, that's so cool. And that is something I enjoy doing. And, well, the older I get, the less active I'm going to be. The more likely I am to spend time sitting at a bench, which is what that is. Actual under there is a bench that, lost and buried. That's why I want to try to, But I'm also trapped by all this stuff. And the more I realize that, the more I just say, sell it all, and enjoy it and take the money and put it toward my new life in the Philippines. And if I get around to the point where I actually want to try and do something, I guess I could, reorder stuff. But then I really hate the idea of selling it for half price and then having to pay full price to get it back. So this is leaving me with that Balikbayan box question. Because just in electronic stuff that I could box up for, stuff that needs to be wired, building radios and such as that, or components to rebuild a TV. I did that a couple times. Put in, light strips to give it the backlighting to restore the screen. Pretty easy to do. Doesn't require a lot. Just requires knowing how and doing it. Person throws it away. I pick it up. I bring it back here. I tinkered with it for about 2 months. Got it put back together and sold it to somebody for $50. I got to tinker with it and have fun. I used maybe, $5 worth of lights and a resistor and a capacitor to get it back. Resistors are like a penny or two each, and a capacitor is maybe a nickel. So, less than $5 worth of, invest. And I made 50 or 45. I might have wasted some time. Say I had five hours into it, actual work time, which means I made about $10 an hour, $9 an hour after parts and labor wise. So I wasn't really in it for the money, though. I could have probably sold it for more, but somebody needed a TV, and I had one available, and they asked how much, and I just said $50. Didn't have I made money on it other than the fact that it took me as many 5 hours. So $10 an hour or $9 an hour. I had fun. If it had been theirs and they'd have brought it to me and said, "Here, do this," I probably would have done it for $50 or 25 even. Not because I was trying to make money, but it's a challenging project of which to dive into and fix. It's just one of those things. There's people who are way better at this stuff than I am. Dan, oh God, he's real good at this stuff. He's where I go when I hit a wall. And a radio guy who fixes radios. Refurbs, he's our, at the Ham Radio Club, he's one of our radio fixer gurus. Elmer, whatever you want to call him. He knows what he's doing when he dives into a radio. He knows how to fix them. Me, I fumble around and maybe find out. Or if I'm lucky, I find out. If I'm not, I probably blow it up worse. But hey, it was broke to start with. Same thing with that TV. It was broke to start with. I managed to fix it. Kitty cat's playing with the curtains, wanting to get up in the window. I reattached the curtain, and now she can't get into the window, and she's torturing the curtain, hoping to be able to get back in there again. There she goes. That is Callie. Dearly love her. I got Patches around here somewhere. Yeah. But Callie is the more adventurous one. She'll climb up over there or climb around here. She's going around so she can try and jump into the window. I'd say I'd turn this around and film it, but it might take her 5 minutes. It might take her 5 seconds. I'm never sure about her. You know, she just does as she does. It is what it is. Right now she's looking at the 2 shoe boxes that I got over there that, oh yeah, they weren't there earlier. They've got a bunch of reloading dies in them. And she's trying to look at them as to, well, is it stable? She's not sure, so she's slowly investigating. But it is what it is. But anyway, yeah. There's so much here to do. I think I should have started this 3 years ago. I don't know. On the real good days where everything kind of falls into place, it goes a lot faster. But then you hit that proverbial wall of everything's tied up together, and it's kind of like trying to sort through several areas at once. Yeah. And I think she's about to try the window again. I don't know. But she is a sweet kitten, or kitty cat. I guess she's, 3 years old now? Yeah. She's 3 and Callie is, or Patches is 4. They've always been real good together. Took them about a week and a half, 2 weeks to finally decide they were compatible enough to tolerate each other. Every once in a while they'll get into a fake fighting match and play real hard. But they're good together. I'm really going to hate having to leave them here. Part of me wants to try to get them to go over to my aunt's, but my aunt is being a little bit reluctant about this idea. She's got 5 cats of her own, plus a dog, plus several other people living in the house. Well, actually, my cousin Marvin also has another dog, so there's like 2 or 3. Yeah. And 2 more cats, although probably wouldn't make much of a difference. When you start getting up into multiples, they start costing more money. I don't know. And then there's also, I guess, trying to farm them out. I guess I could put them on the Nextdoor web page. Yeah, there's a web page called Nextdoor. It's kind of like a local neighborhood Facebook community type thing. Don't really like calling it Facebook because I really hate Facebook. But yeah, it's I'm a member of a group called Eastridge here in Amarillo, which I live in a neighborhood called Eastridge. And yeah, the Nextdoor has several neighborhoods here in Amarillo all bent around and everything, so it is what it is. And yeah, there's a bunch of the neighborhoods, and it covers all of Amarillo, and there's others that are in other different cities and such. I don't know what all's in the Panhandle. I don't think I've ever zoomed my map out that far to see what is actually out there other than Amarillo and the Panhandle. Maybe there's a few other cities that are covered like that. I don't know. But Nextdoor. Yeah. It's one of the places I'm going to be putting a bit of garage sale notices up. Because, well, I don't like Facebook. Yes, I know Facebook would probably get me a lot more people over here, but I don't have Facebook. Yes, I had it a long time ago, shut it down, I don't know, 10 years ago, 5 years, 8, 10 years ago, something like that. 8 or 10 years ago. I just don't like it. Yeah. It's a good way to waste time, and don't really like the idea of being censored by things, by people and such. If I want to take and go to something like Facebook, I would go to Gab. Just saying. And I don't do Gab that much either. I do it more than I would do Facebook. But I don't know. The last year I might have spent 30 minutes on Gab. Maybe an hour and a half on Nextdoor. Yeah, I don't do a lot there. I spend more time on eBay than I do on all those things. Because, eBay and Amazon, I'm looking for things to bring here. So, yeah. And, yeah, there's a lot of good deals on eBay and Amazon if you take the time to find them. Yeah, they got a lot of things that are at a very good price. But anyway, yeah, I think I'm rambling on to avoid having to get up and actually load that box. I'm in avoidance. I don't see it. See, I don't see it. I can't see it. It's not there. Yeah. Anyway. I'm going to be, trying to keep this going on for a while. I have managed to, get out my 30 days, and I'm going to try to keep this going for a daily thing, mostly off of this little Chromebook and such. I will get other videos up that I'll do on my computer, which is sitting here behind me, along with all the radios and such. So, yeah. It is what it is, but yes. There you go. That computer, radio power supply, antenna tuner, 2 radios, and my monitor, and a few other things. Hope you saw that. I'm not even going to check to see if it showed up. But yeah, there is so much stuff to go. And as it turned around there, a little further to the right on the desktop here, was a few more radios and a power supply, and yeah, I have a lot of stuff. And the more I realize how much stuff I have, the more I realize how much all that stuff owns me. That's why I want to get rid of most of it. And I'm even considering the radios too. So, yeah. And, yeah. About the only thing that I have more of than computers is, well, at this point, now that I've got rid of most of my computers, I've almost got as many radios as I got computers now. It's in the ballpark. Anyway, I'm going to try to get this out and get it uploaded here in a minute. And get back to, doing the thing I don't see, the filling of it. and see what else I can get done this afternoon. Anyway, this is William from Williams, Philippines, and I'm Fish. You all have a good day. Later blessings. Bye-bye. Fish out.